Hey everybody, this is Jim West with Carolina Varsity. I want to talk a little bit about the 3A SPC, also known as the South Piedmont Conference. This is one of the oldest conferences in the state. This was first created back when it was the Western North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Was created back in 1929. It was a separate association than what we have now with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. It lasted from 1929 all the way to 1976, and during those years, the SPC was in what's called the WNCHSAA. This Concord is one of those teams, believe it or not, has been in the SPC ever since that I can remember. Since the 30s. So pretty interesting fact about that. Concord has never been a 2A school, never been a 4A school. It's always been a 3A school since it's been in the current association, and always was in the South Piedmont Conference under the WNCHSAA. Now, more about this season. I got A.L. Brown at number 1. I think they're just a little bit better than J.M. Robinson. There's going to be some question marks with offense. Very first game of the season last year, their quarterback had a nasty injury. They had to replace him, and the quarterback that replaced him did a fine job, and they ended up beating Concord. But there's going to be some question marks for their offense. We'll see what happens with the quarterback position. I know whoever starts is going to be the best candidate. Coach Newsom has done a great job at A.L. Brown. Probably one of the most underrated coaches in the state. He's a very solid citizen and a good man. Number 2, I'm going with J.M. Robinson, and that's not by much. J.M. Robinson could end up beating Brown, but Coach Glass has done a phenomenal job at J.M. Robinson. The last 2 seasons have just almost been a reversal from the 2 years they were in the Mecca Conference, which was real hard sledding, to say the least. I like their offense. I like their defense. Just a great team overall. It's going to be a fun season for J.M. Robinson. Number 3 is Concord, and it's a pretty good slide down to Concord. I don't think Concord is going to be in the top 25 in the 3As this year. I think they're going to struggle, to be honest with you. I think you're looking at probably a 6-5 or a 7-4 regular season record. It's not going to be a great season this year. Last year was a little bit down, to be honest with you, but I think Concord's 3rd. We'll see what happens. I want to see what happens with defense. They play A.L. Brown at the end of the season, and they might have enough maturity at the end of the season where they can contend, or they might be really hurting from a season of lumps and bruises. So we shall see. Number 4, I've got Central Cabarrus. I like Coach McClammer quite a bit. He was the head coach at East Rowland last several seasons. I always thought that the East Rowland Mustangs overperformed. One year they got really hot in the playoffs, and Coach McClammer is a very cool customer, and I think he's going to do wonders at Central Cabarrus. Number 5, I got is Northwest Cabarrus, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of difference between Central Cabarrus and Northwest Cabarrus this season. The Trojans going to have a lot of talent coming back. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think 5th place is where they're going to end up. Last I have is Cox Mill. I just don't see them doing much this season. They could beat a Northwest Cabarrus or a Central Cabarrus, but I would say that they would be underdogs in both of those games. Anyway, this is Jim West with Carolina Varsity, and thank you so much for listening.